Test. Okay. Hello everyone, welcome to the OneClass channel. My name is Andrew and I'm currently doing Stat and Math at University of Toronto. And today we'll be going over some commonly asked mathematics questions at both high school level and college levels. If you need some homework help or tutoring, please check out the link in the description below. So now let's start our session. Alright. Okay, so our first question today, let me just zoom in a bit. Okay, so our first question today is asking us, is 0 irrational, natural, whole, integer, or real number? Integer or real number. Okay. So let's first define what these are. So let's first talk about rational number and irrational numbers. First, go rational and irrational. Okay, so a rational number is any number that can be expressed as a fraction. So let's write the keyword down. So can be expressed as a fraction. And so usually in the form a over b, and where a, b are integer. A, b are integer. Right. Yeah, and its decimal form terminates or repeats. Let's write that down. Decimal form either terminates or repeats. Or otherwise it will be an irrational number. Otherwise it is an irrational number. So we know that number 0 can be translated in the form as, let's say, n over 1 or say n over 2. So we can represent it as a fraction in the form a over b. So it is a rational number. 0 is rational number. Yeah. Because rational number and irrational number are mutually exclusive, so there is not any number that can be both rational and irrational. So we conclude that there is rational number, and also 0 is not irrational number. Yep. So that's the first part of the question. And then let's talk about the natural number part. So natural number. Yep. So the natural number include all positive integers. So let's write the keyword down. So include all positive integers, which means it starts from 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, blah, 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 and it goes to infinity. Yeah. And in the second point, they are also called used for counting purpose. So they are also called counting numbers. Counting numbers. Right. And we know that 0 is neither negative or positive. Negative or positive. See the negative. And it is not used for counting. It is not used for counting. Therefore, we can write our conclusion. Thus, 0 is not a natural number. Yep. Okay. So let's move on to the third part. So is that a whole number? Let's write it here. Whole number. Okay. So whole numbers are just exact numbers that includes a set of positive integers and 0. Okay, so let's write that down first. So these are exact numbers that include the set of positive integers and 0, but so however it exclude fractions and decimal numbers. Yep. So according to the definition, we have our conclusion that 0 is a whole number. So the range can be from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, dot, 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 go to infinity. Yep. And then let's see if it's an integer. Right. So integer is included all whole numbers. So the first point. Oh, include. Just need to charge my computer. Okay. So include all whole numbers. And their negative counterparts. Negative counterparts. Oh, there was a typo in the whole number part, so it's not from 0, but from like any infinite integer, any negative integer, so could be, let me just rewrite this part. So we got something, dot, 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 negative 100, negative 99, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, dot, 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 all the way to positive infinity. Yep. So coming back to the integer part, yeah. So integers include all whole numbers and their negative counterparts, and since 0 is a whole number, so we can write our conclusion that 0 is also an integer. Right. And now let's see if it's a real number. Real number. All right. So real numbers are comprised of all positive, 0, negative numbers found on the real number line. Okay, so let's write that down. So all positive, negative, 0 found on the real number line. Right. So this includes the rational and irrational numbers, but not the imaginary numbers infinity. Okay, and with this, 0 is said to be a real number since it's found at the center of the real number line, called as the origin. So let's write that down. So real number include irrational and rational numbers, but not include imaginary numbers and infinity. Okay, and with this we said 0 is a real number, and 0 is at the center of the real number line, which is called the origin. Okay, so therefore we can write our conclusion. Therefore 0 is rational, 0 is a whole number, it is an integer, and is also a real number. Yep, so that is the conclusion for this question. All right, so now let's leave a comment. Oops. Solution is correct.